Good morning everyone. I am Binsi. Today we are going to discuss about the topic light, reflection of light and laws of reflection. First of all, light is a form of energy that help us to see all the things around us. Light is necessary to see an object. We all know that light is essential for our vision. Reflection of light. What do you mean by reflection of light? When light ray falls on the shiny surfaces, it bounces back. This phenomenon is called reflection of light. A mirror reflects our face. A still water body like pond reflects the scenery around it. We know that we see our face in the mirror is due to reflection. This is also an example for reflection of light. These are all some of the examples of reflection of light. Today we are going to discuss about laws of reflection. Consider this is a light bulb or this is a source of light. The ray of light that is comes from the light source and it is falls on a reflecting surface. Path along which light travels is called a light ray. The ray of light coming from this light source is called a incident ray. The point where the incident ray hits the surface is called a point of incidence. When we draw a perpendicular line from this point of incidence, it is called normal. And there will be an angle between this normal and also the incident ray is called the angle of incidence, and it is denoted by the symbol small I. Consider the angle of incidence is 35 degree. Then what will be the direction of the reflected ray? It is also equal to the incident ray. The first law says that the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. So the angle of incidence is 35 degree. So the angle of reflection which is also be equal to the 35 degree. So this angle of reflection is denoted by the symbol small r. So what you mean by this reflected ray? The light ray comes from the incident ray coming back after hitting the surface. What do you mean by this angle of reflection? The angle between normal and the reflected ray is called angle of reflection, and it is denoted by cap small r. The first law of reflection is called the angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection, that is angle I equal to angle R. In this case the angle of incidence is 35 degree and angle of reflection is also 35 degree. This is the first law of light reflection. Then we move on to second law of reflection. Consider a light source and also this light ray is falls on the surface of the reflection material, and we are marking the incident ray, reflected ray, and the angle of incidence, that is 30 degree I, and angle of incidence 30 degree and angle of reflection 30 degree. And the incident ray, the normal and the reflected ray at the point of incidence all are lie in the same plane. This is the second law of reflection of light. We know that in this side the light, the ray of light that coming from the light bulb is called incident ray, and this incident ray and the reflected ray, that the light ray comes from the point where the incident ray strikes on the reflection material, that is called a reflected ray. This and also there is a perpendicular line that is drawn from the point of incidence is called a normal. These are all lie on the same plane. This is called the second law of reflection. We know that first law of reflection is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. In this case, the angle of reflection is 30 degree small I, and equal to the angle of reflection also is 30 degree. The second law of reflection is these are all lie in the same plane. So, what we learned today? Light, reflection of light, and laws of reflection. Light is a form of energy that helps us to see all the things around us. And what do you mean by this reflection of light? When light falls on the shiny surfaces, it bounces back. This phenomenon is called a reflection. We all see the examples of reflection of light also. And we learned about laws of reflection and what are the terms which is used in the reflection. The first law says that the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection, that is angle I, which is equal to angle R. The second law states that the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence are lie on the same plane. That's all about today's topic. Hope you all understand this, and thank you everyone.